Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Pensacola, Florida. We made it here. We had so much adventure along the way. I'm going to have to make sure that this gets done really quick because I don't know how long the internet's going to last. I know my phone has 1 bar and I'm on background's Wi-Fi right now, and they say no streaming and all this other rules and regulations. So fingers crossed that not a lot of people are on right now, that they're at dinner or they're doing other things that don't require the internet. Here we go. So we left this morning at 8:45, a little later than I wanted to. I said to Zeffie this morning, I said, don't you think we'll be on the... She just put her head up, put her head back down again. I said, 8:30? And she just kind of just like looked up. So we got moving, got everything packed up, took her for a walk, took her for a final run in the park over there, got everything packed up, and we were on the road by 8:45. One of the things I did need was gas, and there was a Shell station across the road from the front, but it was like packed. And I thought, okay, we're not getting gas there. But I knew that there was a pilot at exit 69, which was we were on 47, so like 22 miles away. So I knew I had enough gas to get there. So we got to the pilot there, got all gassed up, and then got on our way. And it was only like, not far down the road. And of course, that was at exit 69. Well, the state line was at 77 between Mississippi and Alabama. So I said to Zeffie when we got back on, we only had like 8 miles to go or something, and there was going to be the welcome center. I said, well, let's stop at the welcome center in Alabama, because to get across Alabama is 66.5 miles. It's where the mile marker is for the Florida state line. And so as we left, after we left Pilot, we noticed there was an inspection station for all the trucks and stuff. All the commercial trucks have to pull off their weigh station / No, actually, this one was an inspection station, because further along there was another one that was a weigh station, which was closed. So everybody had to stop at the inspection station. And so as we got to the weigh station, from them we started seeing like these big signs, like those roadside digital sign things that said all trucks must at rest area. I thought, well, this is interesting. And so we went across the state line, across the river, absolutely stunningly gorgeous. I tell you, the scenery over here is just amazing. You could feel the humidity as well. You could tell like getting close to Florida, the humidity started getting. So we pulled into the welcome center, and I followed the trucks around like I normally do. And I was like, my gosh, as we pulled up, there's like 2 rows of truck park. So you go down the middle, there's 2 rows of truck parking here. Then you go around an island and there's another 2 rows of truck parking. You could very easily get like probably about 50 to 60 trucks in there, no problem at all. And down the middle by the island there were all these state trooper vehicles, all these Alabama state trooper vehicles. And I was like, what the heck? And then there were these guys with these fluorescent vests on that had ADOT across the back for the Alabama Department of Transportation. And I pulled up and they're like busy directing the truck drivers where to go and all this, and then a trooper car would then come in behind them and park behind the truck, and then get out and go and talk to the driver. And so I pulled up, and the guy motioned for me to open the window, and he says, park. And I went, yes, we're just like a break from the traffic. And he's like, okay, we'll just park right there. So I did, and all I could see all around were no pets allowed, not in the parking, not in the picnic structures, not near the main building. And I'm like, well, I just passed a pet waste thing. I must allow pets somewhere. Where's the pet walk? And of course, all these trucks keep coming in, and so I'm watching, and the state troopers are going up to the doors, and they're looking through all the paperwork that the truck drivers have. In some cases, they were getting under the truck, depending on what type. If it wasn't a wheeler, they were chocking the tires and then getting on one of those sliding backboards and going underneath the truck there to do inspections. And if they had, they were having to open the trailers and they were like blitzing the trucks as they were. And as I was coming up to the, before I turned off, there was actually a Prime truck, an Amazon Prime truck in front of me that went straight past. And I'm like, what gives you the right to go past when it says all trucks and there's no in-cab thing or anything? So I don't know if they caught up with them later on or not. I don't know. But there was a lot of eye candy there in uniform. And the officers were perfect gentlemen and all of that. They said, when I walked past them, morning, and they were just absolute gentlemen. So we didn't actually stay long, just enough for Zeffie to have a walk around, but we went to where I'd seen the station, and it was like downhill. I'm like, oh great. So we go down this hill there in the grass, and we come back up, And as we're walking back, Zeffie just drops down on one of these little islands as we're crossing, and she starts biting at her leg. And I look down her leg, and there's these little black things on her leg. And I'm like, what the heck are those? And I go to brush them, and she like bounces away like I'm going to hurt her. And I'm like, no. And so I get in the RV here and managed to get one of them off. And there were these little ants. She had about 5 or 6 little ants on her back leg here. And she was just, oh, I'm sorry, I touched her foot. I don't know if they had bitten her or something, but she was going after these ants were like crazy. I have no idea what type of ants they were. But we got rid of them all. At least we think we got rid of them all. The ones that we found, we killed, we got rid of them. And then we continued on our way. And of course, like we said, Alabama was only 66.5 miles from one state line to the next one. So we go through, we enter into Mobile on the 10. As we enter in, I look over, and here's Carnival Fantasy in port doing its changeover, getting ready to go out and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, hey, people are going on cruises, yay! And then I'm going down and through a tunnel. I'm like, oh, great, tunnels. Oh, I'm not very good with tunnels, but I thought, I can do this. Fortunately, they had nice wide lanes. They had no shoulders, but they had wide lanes, which was good, and there was no wind. All morning, we had actually been buffeted by light winds and stuff, and so I was quite thankful because in the tunnel, no wind. It was great. No trucks. It was awesome. The trucks were either ahead of me or well behind me. So I went through there. We came up and out and around, and got to, where was it? This bridge was, and when we ended up on this bridge, it was a long bridge. It was at least 5 miles long. I don't know what the exit was just after the tunnel, but I do know that a bit further along, we had exit 30 that went off the bridge and down onto wherever it went. And we hit land just past exit 35. So at least 5 miles long, definitely longer. So it was a very long bridge. Again, wide lanes. It did have a shoulder on the right-hand side, so I was like, fine. And surprisingly enough, even though we're out there, we're over this huge expanse of water, there was no wind. It was awesome. So on the no wind to deal with. We had to go up over a hump. Oh, that's where I saw the signs. Is that where I saw? Yeah. As we're coming into Mobile, there's these signs that says hill blocks view. I'm like, what? What it's talking about is it blocks the view of you seeing what's on the other side of the hill, so you can't see if there's traffic backed up, so use caution going over the hill. And I'm like, why didn't they just say use caution going over the hill? All they put there was hill blocks view. And you're still like, what? But anyway, so we go up over, down across the flats, and then up over the side and back onto the land again, and then the wind starts coming in again. But it was actually pretty cool. And then, of course, I had seen the sign back there, and it said Buc-ee's in like 20 miles, and this was at exit 30. And I'm like, there's a Buc-ee's in Alabama. I thought they were just in Texas. That's what everybody kept telling me. And we pulled off at exit 49, didn't need gas, but I figured I want more of those breakfast sandwiches. Because Zeffie and I get to share those. She gets she gets most of the egg, and I get the rest of the bacon. And the bacon they chop up. And this one they had like must have had some strips of pepper bacon in there as well, because I kept getting a little bit of a pepper taste. But went in there, used their nice clean restrooms. I love their restrooms; they're so clean. And then went back to where the food was. And this time I had come in from an end instead of from the middle area. So I'd come in through the thing where they had all the clothing and the house goods and all that sort of stuff, and then past all the food area. And as I walk up to the food area, there's this big glass display case there, and it's got fudge. Like, fudge? Oh my gosh. And I'm like looking, they had all these different flavors, and I'm like, oh, chocoholic. And I'm thinking, what flavor do I get? And I walked around a little bit. I went, oh, restroom first, then I can come back. And I walked around the other side where they had all the hot stuff. And yes, they had the sandwiches. So I went off the restroom, came back, grabbed a ham sandwich, grabbed a bacon sandwich, the bacon, egg, and cheese, and the ham, egg, and cheese. Went back over to the other side where the fudge was. And they had these